everyone, this is CY. Tonight is a special night whereby I've invited two of my friends over to test out the different burrs of the DF64. So in a short while, I'm going to show you the 4 different type of burrs that we're going to try today, and if time permits, we'll try to do something like first is the known test, then we'll do a blind testing for the 4 different burrs. And then if time permits, we'll move on to the filter coffee. And right now is Singapore time 9:30 p.m. and let's hope we can stay alive after this. Hope that our heart will not be pumping too fast after so many shots of coffee, right? So the 2 friends will be joining us will be Jeremy and Edmund. So yeah. So let's get started with this. But before that, let me show you the burrs that we're going to use today. Our 2 friends, Edmund and Jeremy, has brought their DF64 here. So this one is the Itamill. So as you can see, this is a sample of the Itamill. And I personally wrapped this myself for Edmund. So you can see it's a matte black kind of color. It's really nice. And this one is the SSP Multipurpose. And it's in the silver color, matte silver color kind of finishing. And this will be the high uniformity from SSP also, rate speed. And this is in the Bruce Lee color, right? And I was hoping to get a green color so they have a traffic light situation. And this is of course the latest Casper from SSP, the D10 copy, right? So we're going to test these 4 different burrs and the tasting note from all these 4 different burrs with the coffee that we're going to brew, right, which is the Yunnan coffee. It's a natural processed coffee and roasted slightly towards the light to medium range, and it should be quite interesting. So right now we'll be measuring 18 grams. So our target is with 18 grams in, it's about 36 to 40 grams out in 30 seconds. And we are using this blind shaker to reduce static. Okay, exactly 18 grams. So the first one will go into the Itamill. Yeah, it's okay.
Oh my gosh. My bad.
It's okay, no worry.
It
happens. So now we will measure 18 grams of the coffee. And we are using this blind shaker, which is a copy from, I think it's from Lego, I believe. And it's from this particular brand called the Tree Bomber. Yeah, we will try to be as precise as possible. Right, so that's 18 grams. Okay. Yep, okay. Okay, so now I'll be preparing the shots.
Taking out beans from that. Okay, must go back.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
so things are.
We'll be using the part screen. Okay. This is the grind distribution from the stock Itamill, and we are going to use naked eye to see, and hopefully it's clear enough on the screen for you to see the grind distribution. The second one here is the grind distribution from the multi-purpose SSP Burrs sets. Again, we're going to use naked eye to see, and hopefully you can see clear on the screen. Yeah. Okay, so this is the grind from the high uniformity. So I'm not too sure whether we can pick it up with a naked eye. Right, so this is from the high uniformity SSP. The VBM Dova Super, right? This is the electronic version whereby we'll do a set of pressure profiling, and I've already preset the profile for this testing. So we are trying to aim the standard 1:2 ratio in about 30 seconds. So this is actually from the high uniformity. So you can see the cup we've put previously. These are from the MP and the from the Itamill. So this is the last one from the SSP Casper. So you can see they are slightly more fine coffee powder at the top. Right. So again, using naked eye to see.
I feel like we're playing some kind of drinking game, but espresso.
Yeah. Well, at 10 p.m. Wow. Okay.
The night is still young.
Yes, night is still young. So we are about to start tasting the shots and try to maybe describe our feelings and the tasting note we get from the different Burrs sets. We have 12 cups. The arrangement is 3 for the Itamill. So 3 for each, and we will try to taste a shot and maybe share our experience with the tasting note of the coffee. Right? Okay, come.
Yep.
This is Edmund, by the way. This is Jeremy and CY, of course. Right? So let's try the shots.
Cheers.
Cheers. 10. Yes. This is from the Itamill, by the way. Okay. We will try the second one, then we can make a comparison.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I think the first one is something that we are quite familiar with, the Itamill. So because we have tasted the rest of the Burrs before, so this actually gives us a slightly more bodied shots.
Yeah, it's definitely a heavier mouthfeel
Yeah.
and much more body. You can
Yeah.
really taste some amount of like the fines adding the texture to the espresso, but it's a very good shot by itself.
Yeah. So even the stock Itamill can produce quite a good quality espresso.
Yeah.
So if you are looking for texture and mouthfeel, I think Itamill maybe is just good enough. Yeah, to start off.
Yeah, I think
mouthfeel definitely is there.
Yeah.
well, we are using lighter medium roast as well, but like if you tend to prefer like some of the heavier darker roast as well, I think this will really bring out the mouthfeel and the kick in terms of the texture. So
Yeah.
coffee will really wake you up in the morning.
Yeah, so
very full body.
this will give you like a straight impact to your face kind. So the tasting is immediately in your face. It doesn't give you a chance to react to it. It just hits you in the face.
It's not very subtle. It's
Yeah,
really
it just
very
impact.
obvious.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll move. Okay. Before that, let's change
Yeah,
again.
yes.
Okay. So we're moving on to the multi-purpose Burrs. Right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cheers. Oh.
Yeah, straight away.
Yeah.
The fruitiness and brightness is apparent.
Correct.
The acidity is pretty much through the roof for this one, and not in a bad way.
Yeah. So it's a very nice acidity, but it really heightens the bright side of the coffee bean that we're using today, which is the Yunnan natural processed coffee.
the fruity wine grape notes are very apparent.
Yeah, so if you are looking for to use it on a lighter roast, and if you like this kind of tasting note, which is the brightness and the fruitiness shot with clarity, I think this will be a good one.
Yeah, I think the clarity is very apparent, but if
Yeah.
you're not too used to drinking bright shots, for
Yeah.
example, then the acidity may come off as a little bit sharp.
Yes.
But yeah, the clarity and it's almost like drinking fruit juice compared to the previous cup.
Correct. Yeah, the previous one has definitely more body and texture. This one is the heightened acidity brightness, and with a higher clarity in the shot. Yeah. So if you dilute this, I think it's going to be like a fruit juice, as what Jeremy says.
Yeah. Generally, the profile is just very elevated.
Yeah. It's like you really highlight the tasting notes, and because we are now testing the light medium roast kind of coffee, so the fruitiness is definitely being highlighted by multi-purpose first sets.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll be moving on to the high uniformity. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Cheers.
Just
Espresso at night. Ah. Okay.
Very sweet.
Yes,
Very sweet.
is
I think-
sweetness is there.
I think it's unanimous. Like upon drinking this, among the three we've tried so far,
Yeah.
is by far the sweetest.
Yeah, so far, out of the three that we have drank so far, this is the sweetest, and it is still very clear. It doesn't have the body and texture from the Itamill. Yeah,
I'll say the body is there. It's just a
You don't have
Clean,
body is there,
correct.
but you don't really have the texture of the
Correct.
fines, like in terms of the mouthfeel that you
Yes.
got from the first.
Yeah,
right,
the mouthfeel is the correct
really
word.
the mouthfeel.
yeah.
The sweetness, there's definitely acidity in the cup as well,
Yes.
but it comes across a lot less sharp than the second one, so
Correct.
than the multi-purpose, but
Yeah.
more very rounded sweetness
Yes.
to it.
So it's like we have discussed before. It's like an in between the Itamill and the multi-purpose. So the high uniformity is like an in between. So it has a slightly body and slight clarity, and then but it heightened the sweetness and reduced the brightness of the coffee.
yes.
So it is a more balanced and rounded.
Definitely a
shots.
more balanced cup.
Yeah.
you get the mouthfeel without the impact of the
Correct.
milk.
It's not so blunt.
It's not as
it's not
harsh,
so blunt
yeah.
as the Itamill.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. So
Pencil.
okay, so we'll be moving on to the last one, which is actually the SSP Casper, right? So this is the latest edition, and they have a copy of the dating style design, but reduced burr size, right? So
Yeah, excited to try this one.
yes,
Just
Mm. This shot is slightly different
From the
from the
From
first
the
one.
first
the
one
first
that
try,
we
yeah.
tried.
yeah.
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 It's interesting because this shot right now is closer to the third one than
Correct.
before.
Yes, because before this we actually do a dialing of the grinders, and we have get the tasting note, and this is somehow slightly different from the first time we tried it. I think this is now closer to the multi-purpose, and to be honest, you'll be quite
Closer to the
closer to the high uniformity, correct?
yes.
Yeah, because the sweetness is heightened.
I think the temperature had to do something.
Yeah, I think a lot of it because of how we put the shots.
Correct.
I would say that the body and mouthfeel is the sweetness is it's quite similar,
Yes.
but there's an underlying bitterness, but like not in a bad way, in the best possible way. Like
Yeah.
there's definitely more body or more texture to it
Correct.
than even the third one,
Yes.
and that kind of is the difference.
Yeah. So the main difference is the heightened sweetness is still there, and still have a acidity, but there's a body and texture to it.
I think the acidity is slightly more muted compared to even this one.
Yes.
But definitely the body is there. But in terms of clarity, is that the clarity is definitely higher than like the Itamill, for example.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it will still be a little bit more body as compared to
Correct.
MP and the high
I
uniformity.
feel the acidity is more prominent rather than
For this shot, right?
for this shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Somehow the
could be
previous shot
because of the
Yeah.
temperature.
Yeah.
The research.
Correct. Yeah. So it is not exactly a very fair comparison because we take time to pull the
Yeah.
shots, and
Yeah.
the first few shots we have taken probably has really cooled down slightly more than the Diting Casper. But we try our best to give you a feedback of how each of the tasting note is like, and no matter what we do here, ultimately you still have to taste all the burrs yourself if you're getting one. And the next one it's going to be difficult because the next one we're going to do a blind test, and I think we'll mark use
The base of the
permanent
cup,
marker,
you
we'll mark it.
can either use a tape and write.
It's okay, we can just use a non-permanent marker, and we can just mark out the burrs and we go and test. Right? Okay. So remember to hit the subscribe button and like our videos, and there will be a part 2 to this a coffee tasting with different burrs, as we'll be moving on to the second part, which is a blind testing.